All right, so welcome to Atlanta Brick Co. TV. We've got another Angie's Winter Village project. We're here with me, Angie, and Randi has joined us as, what are you dressed as today?
I am
Christmas
Angie's
spirit?
Christmas spirit tree.
Yes,
for her winter village.
I love it. There
She's
we
my
go.
Christmas spirit.
Winter in May.
Yes,
Yes.
we're very excited to have you. I'm very excited to have you back.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys for all of your interest all these weeks and months, for your patience. I've been doing all of my homework. I hope I did the right thing. And Mark is my inspiration and my Christmas spirit. And Lily, of course, is over there wanting to be talked to, too. So.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, but yeah, quite a bit seems to have changed since we were last here, Angie, because we had pretty much a bare table with some train track. Now we have a huge base plate area. You want to tell us what you've done since the last video?
Yes, I said this before on our live streaming that Mark is a good teacher. He gives you guidelines and then he lets you discover for yourself what a failure you are. I had envisioned this entire thing on just 2 tables, and then as I start to build it, I'm like, oh my word, nothing is going to fit on 2 tables. So the biggest change is I've added tables. I added a 3rd large table. Then I have a shorter one on the front, and eventually tomorrow I'll have a short one on the back, and then that's as much room as I have. If I had more room in this room, I probably would add more tables, because that's just me and my imaginations. But yes, that's the biggest change. And then of course, Mark had told me to build train track to kind of get us an idea of what's going on, so I did. I've been building my train track up. Mm-hmm. I have to buy more parts to finish it. And then I added the train station where I wanted it to be.
Yep.
So that you can kind of get an idea. I sort of kind of put where I'm going to have my ice skating area in the front here. And then just started laying out base plates. Again, I got to buy more.
A few more. You got almost all of them.
Almost. I think I need like 25 more. I think I counted that. So I've got those laid out for you guys to kind of see how it's going, just to kind of see my vision, hopefully. And then my vision's changed a bit for what it's going to be.
A little bit. A few
things.
Little
bit.
Mm-hmm.
I've added, he told me to put some entrances to tunnels here. So these aren't necessarily where they're going to be, but this is some...
Visualize.
I need the master to give me some pointers.
Yeah, you need to visualize where that mountain's going to start and where it's going to go underneath. And that's you've got all that done. You've also even gotten the icy lake kind of put in here temporarily-ish.
Yeah, and Mark was impressed because I have these trans-medium blue plates, and they're not cheap. But
exactly, this is right here.
Yeah, this is a 4-year purchase
collection.
Yeah. You didn't get these all at once.
No.
You didn't blow hundreds of dollars on these. It was every now and then at work.
When they would come in, yes. Yeah. Mark and I would duke them out, and I'd win, and I got some. So
I think I have 3 or 4 at home, so we're good if you have a bunch there. You need them.
Yeah, so I would like to get maybe a couple more, but that is what that is. So we'll see. But yeah, that's about where we're at now in the changing, and I know.
It's okay, Lily.
It's okay.
Excited.
Oh, she wants to be held. Can you grab her so she can be held? She just wants to have her moment.
Come here. Come have your moment.
You see other people.
Say hi, everybody.
Say hi. Hi. You say hi.
It's Lily.
Yes, that's our Lily.
She's a little bit of a diva. It's
okay. She is.
She loves her time in the spotlight.
Yes.
She's like, wait, Mama's over there.
All right, so that's where we're at.
Exactly. So you've got quite a bit of progress. Pretty much all the things we were saying you should probably work on next you've accomplished. So congratulations, Angie. You're doing terrific. And
I do my homework.
She's a mama.
You're realizing that you're going to need lots and lots of pieces, plates, and bricks.
Yes.
So there's a lot to do. But I do like that you've already established where you want the train station to be. You kind of had to build it up a little bit. You might even have to go, I don't know if you need to go a brick or 2 higher. We'll see.
Yeah, but, when I put a train, I don't have it out right now, but I had a train to cross it. And it is one of those where conceivably, I'm going by what Disney World is. That's the only train I've ever ridden. When we get on the train, you take a step up or 2 into the train. And I built that up enough where conceivably, if this was real life, they would take 2 steps into the train. So I think we're good, but if I need to build it up more, I will.
You can always go up and down a little bit if needed. But that's where you envision that train station to be. That establishes a lot, so that's great.
Yes.
And you also, there was one other thing that we had talked about. You wanted to add just a little bit more. At first, you had just the ice skating rink lake in your mind, but you also have this really cool build over here. Randi, would you actually grab that and bring that over for us?
Absolutely. This is going to be Well, the way that I've decided to do this now, because one thing I notice is I don't have room for roads in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't.
Oh, here. You can set it on the table here.
Okay.
So I don't have room.
It's not going here, but that she has a
No,
plan
it's not
for
even
it,
done,
so.
but it's on the way.
There we
So
go.
I don't have room for roads.
Mhm.
So I thought I really wanted this to be almost true to life, sort of.
Mhm.
In my mind, it has to be. So because of that, I've turned this into what I might consider not an amusement park with like rides, but just like a village that people go to as like a vacation spot or a tourist place.
Yep.
So on this front short, which is why I added the front short table at the front.
Mhm.
This is going to be the welcome center, and it's going to go at the front. Where then there'll be a parking lot up here with vehicles and people coming in as if they're coming to visit the place.
Mm-hmm.
We do need to have a name for it,
Oh.
and I'm going to talk to Chris. Actually, I could talk to you because you're in charge of this.
Oh.
Is we want to do some sort of. Well, you're in charge of our media.
There you
That's
go.
what
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
I want to do some kind of not a contest necessarily, but get people to give ideas for what the name of this land could
A
be.
suggestion box.
A suggestion.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you
so people can comment in, leave suggestions, and I'll choose one of them, I think.
Yeah.
And then that person who wins, whatever, will have something for them. I don't know, something I'll give them.
Maybe they have a figure put in town and they're
Something.
walking
There you
around
go.
town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know yet, but you'll be
Something
acknowledged.
cool, yeah.
Yes. So some ideas of what we could name this area. It's not an amusement park. It's not going to have rides per se, but it is going to have the train that goes around it. That'll be, but it's really just a place to visit, kind of like Helen, Georgia. It's a destination.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Have you guys ever been to Mackinac Island in Michigan?
No.
It's this little tiny island on the very northern tip of Michigan, and it's pretty good size. They have roads, but cars are illegal.
Oh.
They can have
yes.
horse
Wow.
and buggy, or they can have bicycles. So you get to
Ah.
you can only take the ferry to this island,
Okay.
and then you can only walk around it. And there's all these shops, and there's fudge shops. It's really cool. So that kind of reminds me of this.
That is
Cars
like
aren't
this,
allowed in this
right?
area. You have
They're
to park
not.
here.
Love
You
that.
park there,
Yes.
and then it's
Come
a
in.
walking. There will. Maybe I should have some like horse and buggy rides or something in here.
Maybe
that
some
people
bikes. I don't
can-
know if it's wintry. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I don't know, we'll
Ice
see.
skiing, maybe.
Maybe
yeah.
a sleigh. The
A
horses
sleigh would
can
be
pull a
fun,
sleigh.
yeah.
Mhm.
But anyway, it's a destination.
Yeah.
It's
Love
not
this.
just
Yes.
a town. It's a destination, and then so cars will park up here by the Welcome Center,
Mhm.
and then come into this destination to enjoy their time of winter or whatever.
Absolutely. Yep.
So yes, that's where my vision has changed a
Mhm.
smidgen when it came to what we're
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
So right now we're thinking about incorporating some water towards because you have a
Yes.
water mill right here
Yes.
with the visitor center.
doing. Yes.
Yeah.
So you want to somehow tie that in with the lake here too, because
Mhm.
the water is close together. It makes sense, right?
Correct. I do want to tie it in. And honestly, as we talked about on the first episode, Elsa's castle is going to be at the pinnacle here in the
The
corner.
top. Yep.
And she basically is providing the ice / as it gets further from her, she's providing the water for this whole
Right.
event.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to flow from her all in different directions, but
Right.
basically down to make that mill work
Mm-hmm.
and provide the apple pies and all the pies that
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I love
you
it.
take away with it.
Exactly. It could be famous for its pies.
Yeah,
you know, that could
that's
be its
true.
thing. Yeah. So.
Yeah,
If you
absolutely.
don't have roads to name, you could name the streams.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
The
there's
different
lots
little
of things we can
things, yeah.
name.
All
I'm
the
very excited
buildings.
about
Things,
that.
yes.
Yes.
Park
Yeah.
benches.
Yes,
Anything.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there will be paths. So I suppose if you're giving directions or there's a map to be handed out at the visitor center,
Mhm.
they're going to be told you go down this path.
There you
So
go.
there'll be some names.
Exactly. That'd be
you
great.
know, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my vision. Now.
Mhm.
It's a changed bit, but it's still fun. I still don't get to work on it near as much. And,
Mhm. Oh yeah. Time is hard to find these days for
Time is
everyone.
yeah.
and money.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I can only imagine how much all these bricks cost to build up that railway. Just a little bit,
my
a lot.
word!
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is definitely that has been amazing to me. I have never really thought about the money that you invest and the things that you and Stephen do, or you
Mhm.
yourself do, because anytime I go to the Lego store, he's always like, "Well, get me a cup of this and a
Right,
cup
yeah.
of that." So he's like 15 here, 15
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it's a lot. It is
Yep.
a lot. And over 4 years of collecting, I have a lot of parts, but a lot of them aren't just brick. I need to just get brick.
Yeah.
Yep.
So bricks and slopes, I think, are going to be a big.
Yeah, it's
thing
it's a
for me.
constant collection, and it's the same
It
way
is.
with your cool plates here.
Yeah.
You gotta just you can blow all your money all at once, or you can spend $50 a month for the rest of your life, and then
Yes.
you'll finally have enough pieces
That's
to do
exactly
whatever.
how
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be.
Exactly. It's like
That's why
it's a subscription, not a full out
Full
down
out,
payment.
yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Yeah, and it helps to work at ABC because
Oh yes.
we do get store credit having worked there a year. You're almost there.
I'm almost there.
Yes.
Almost there.
So you get store credit every pay period along with your paycheck. So that definitely has been a bonus. Shout out to Chris for that. And one of the perks for ABC.
Yeah. And just the availability of Lego pieces.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my word. Yes.
That's why you have all
needed it.
these.
Yes,
ABC.
absolutely.
I feel like
If
the
we-
hunt of them is fun though.
Yeah.
Like for
Oh,
me,
yeah.
the hunt of finding them, looking for them, finding them.
Yes.
Most of the time, it's fun.
Exactly.
In the mass quantities, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well,
So.
very cool. So, looking at what our next few goals for this video are, you have your area for your lake kind of planned out here, which is fantastic. That's a really good central spot. You have enough room for pretty much buildings all around the outside. And then I think the only new challenge here is going to be how to incorporate the little bit of water with the visitor center
Right.
and still have the crossing area, parking lot, all these different things here.
Right.
So, and you said you wanted the visitor area on this side of the train tracks?
Yes,
Yeah.
but they have to go in there. I think that's where they buy tickets, and actually they're kind
This
of
path
enter
right
through
here?
the path.
Yeah.
That almost reminds me of when we went to the Biltmore house that we had to kind of go in there too.
Yeah,
and you have to
there
go
you
through
go.
that covered whatever to get in there.
There's an entrance,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There's a specific place to go. So yes, I have lots of thoughts about that, and I'm feeling like the more I do this, the more I might need to create a bridge
Yep.
to go from one side to the other because they do have to cross the railroad tracks pretty early on coming in.
Well, that's pretty normal too, because I used to work at the Rock Ranch, which is like an agritourism place south of here, and they have this little mini train that you can ride around the whole place,
Oh, yeah.
and you have to cross the
You have
tracks,
to
and that's
cross
how
the
it is.
tracks,
So
yeah.
yeah, so.
Yeah.
So-
And I do need to get advice from you too at some point about I would really like to make that mill run.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah, for sure.
So I'll need to kind of know, like building it up and putting a battery to it or whatever. I'm not sure where to put that.
Well, probably you'll end up wanting to do a. You can get the little motor in there.
Okay.
Then you can get the little wiring kit for a USB plug,
Okay, and then
and
that's the
that
one.
we sell at the store, of course,
Yeah,
too.
Of course, yeah.
And from there, you just wire it through to wherever all your outlets go, and then you
Okay.
can just plug it in, and it'll all just run.
Okay.
So
okay.
you don't even have, maybe add a switch if you want to, but
Okay.
yeah. So that is totally doable, and I think right now I see that lining up pretty nicely. But feel free to experiment.
Oh,
Try
yeah.
if you want to build a little bridge and just, or even
Just see.
like a temporary bridge,
Right.
and see
See
how
how
it
it could go.
flows. Maybe it's too high, too much. Maybe it's
Right.
just right.
Right.
You'll
okay.
find out.
Okay.
And then from there, you have your water established pretty close to the entrance. So we'll just have to figure out how to get a little stream
from there.
underneath the track and in an appealing way.
Right.
I see a lot of those in like. Here's the thing we were discussing before we started filming. Basically, you have a large lake area here that's going to absorb a lot of pieces quickly.
Yes.
One easy way to get water from here to here is just with a little decorative stream. You could have a little bridge for the path and all sorts of things. So that way you're only using 6
Small.
pieces wide versus
Yeah.
more than
A
that in a
lot.
big lake and taking up too much room.
I got you.
So it's I think it'd be pretty easy to have some sort of either a retaining wall or a bridge or some other separating area, and then from there the little stream goes through to the water.
To the water wall. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, cool. Yeah, and then I put my 2 tunnel entrances. I put them in 2 different places to see what you guys thought.
Yeah.
I originally had that tunnel straight across here. But then I thought the reason for the tunnel is so that I can start building this up. Okay, Lily, you guys to get down. I love you, boo-boos. The reason I have the tunnels is because this is where it starts building. But my problem is if I start the level up in this general vicinity, then I lose all of this space in here that I would really
it's pushed
like
back a little bit,
to utilize. So I don't want to make the entrance to the tunnel too far forward
Yeah.
because it limits me back here. So do you think having the tunnel back here is is better?
Well, it's definitely a good idea to experiment like you've done here, because at this stage it's easy to say, oh, let's push it back a foot, versus when you've got the mountain built,
Yeah.
and you're thinking, oh,
Correct.
let's push it back a bit. Oh, no, you have to
No,
rebuild the whole thing.
rebuild the
Yeah.
whole thing.
So definitely good to experiment with that now. I think it's a little asymmetry is a great idea, because if it's the same distance at each point, it might look a
Nice.
little repetitive.
Too
Yeah,
si-
I agree.
yeah, too good. Too
Fun fact, the human mind is designed to recognize patterns. That's why we recognize each other's faces. We see when something lines up perfectly, and it's satisfying, but if it's supposed to be natural, it can create a sense like, oh, this was man-made. And it's not a
I
mountain
got
that's been
you.
there forever.
So if it's
So-
too symmetrical, it
So,
almost looks
I
like-
like the fact that there are different places. One
Okay.
thing I would say is I might move it forward just a little bit, maybe one green base plate forward, and
Okay.
see how that lines up. Because then you still have a little bit more room for the mountain. You don't have too much room on the bottom and not enough room for Elsa's ice castle and all that
Okay.
up there.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
things to think about.
Okay.
But
Okay.
as you're building the mountain, you may realize, oh, I need to push it back a little bit or move it forward a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like the fact that it's flexible now.
Okay, yeah,
So eventually-
that's what I need, is to make sure that I don't build too soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, if I build too much in here, I'm not going to be able to get in here to build.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to essentially get this whole area done almost, I feel like, before I can really do much of the mountain, only because I can't get to it otherwise.
Yeah.
If the mountain's already built, I'm going to have a hard time. I can't crawl across.
For sure. I think the best way to move forward is from the parking lot over. And so you get this area you get this creek established, you get this area established, and then you really, in the middle here, you finish out your ice skating area, and then you build out from there, and just
Okay.
kind of move towards
So start at the front, just keep
as soon
going.
as those buildings are placed in there nicely, then you build the mountain behind them, or you have it
Oh,
go
I
up
see
to
what
the
you're
buildings.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
way, it kind of the space determines its way over. Kind of like how when you put a new screen protector on a phone, you have to start on one side and
Yeah.
work your way up. Yeah, so-
it'll bubble up.
exactly.
I
so-
got okay. That's
That is going to be my
a good
mental
point.
picture all
Yep,
day now.
exactly. You're, just,
Yes,
you're sliding it up that way. So that's my advice for us.
No, you're right, and it's probably good to come in from either direction anyway, because I'm gonna have stuff built on the end. This is
Yep.
the beginnings of my church, by the way.
Very nice. Brick
Um,
church. Nice.
Yeah,
This
and I
is
wanted
stained
it to
glass.
be kind of not somber, but more of a quaint looking church. I'm looking at a picture of an actual church to get this.
That's a great way to do
But
it.
on the inside, I wanted it to be bright and cheery. So it's not going to be like all wood and like Catholic looking. Not that there's anything wrong with Catholic. It's just
a little brighter.
I'm not
Yeah.
quite. Yeah, I wanted it brighter.
A mixture
So-
of architectural features. So.
Correct. Yes, more just brighter inside.
Yeah.
So, and
Lighter
I'm gonna
colors.
have some stained glass here on the back side of it too.
That'll be nice.
So I'm looking
Yeah.
at a picture for that. Anyway, I digress. This is going to be on the back side of building. So I feel like if I start where you're saying is forward, and I start there, and then once I get these built where I want them, and can
Yep.
start building the mountain that way too.
Yeah, it's important to note you have two areas that are at the base line,
Yeah.
and you can work both ways. If you get tired of working over here, go over there and visit that
Yeah.
side for a while.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah, I find myself when I come to a creator's block, I just turn out the light and walk away.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'll have an epiphany. Sometimes it's at work, and I
Yes.
can't wait to get home. I'm like, oh, I know what I can do. So that's a great idea to start there and work my way back. That's a great idea.
And hopefully that will help you determine, once you got enough buildings placed down, where that mountain really should naturally fit.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And then how steep should my ski lift be? Because
That's
you
a
and
good
John
question.
had both said that I should start it at the bottom to be able to go up to the mountain, which I never thought I'd have room for, but I feel like I will.
Yeah.
But how much, like, do you, let's say that this is the mountain here. How far do I start building
Yeah.
up to
Well, at
it?
what point do you begin?
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I don't want it to be like, whoop.
Well, unfortunately, I've never been skiing, so I don't have
haven't
a lot
either.
of advice for you there. But I
haven't
do
either.
know.
I have been skiing.
Oh, there you
Yes,
go. Randy's
yeah.
the only one.
It's gradual, but I mean, it can towards the end
Be
get
a
a
little
little
steep.
steep if you
Okay.
need it to.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, it's not a it gets you going pretty
It's-
good. So
and
it
it's-
can be steep.
It's
I'm-
pretty quick too,
yeah.
right? It doesn't
Yes,
go slowly.
Yeah. No, they don't go slow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You better jump off that thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna fling you off.
Yeah.
Right. Well, okay, so my thought was to have it somewhere on this side.
On
Mainly,
this side of the.
yeah, mainly because if I want this to work with a motor, I felt like there's going to be wires.
You have a motor wire right here, too.
somewhere
Yeah.
too. Is that
That's a great
accurate,
idea.
you think?
Great
okay,
idea.
so
Yes.
That was the other thing that I thought about. So I just didn't know when I should start it.
Yeah. Well, so what I would do is, since you don't have any first-hand experience of skiing and ski lifts, I'd probably look up a few images
Okay.
and get a picture of what they're supposed to look like. Obviously, it can't be 100% accurate. You're working with Lego,
Yeah.
but you can get it pretty close,
Yeah.
right? So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So that's the first idea, and then eventually I would look up to see what mechanisms exist out there as far as how it should work. Because
Yeah.
motors, I know a few things, but I'm not the motors end-all expert on that. So
Yes.
definitely seeing if somebody's already figured out an ingenious solution. Like for example, I would definitely recommend you check out JK Brickworks' YouTube channel.
Okay.
We'll probably even have a little link somewhere.
Yeah,
if
do
we
that.
can. But
Is he good?
He's actually has a Lego Ideas project that's a ski lift,
Oh,
and
it
it works
does?
by itself. So
Does he give, can you buy the idea?
I think he usually has a website, and he usually allows people to either free download or limited amount of money spent on the instructions.
I would
so
love to do that because honestly,
Yeah.
how to approach that.
because like the more things that like just fit in great, like Elsa's castle, the train
Yeah.
station, things like that really fit in nice. I mean, why not? You know,
Why not?
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. So definitely some research to be done there. It's your first tip, along with figuring out how that all aligns there.
Okay, so my homework.
Yeah,
Ski lifts. How that?
ski
If there's any
lifts,
other
How the
things,
ski lifts work.
and if the
Building this front area and allowing for a stream and figuring out how I want that.
Mhm.
What else is my homework?
So if they don't have a predetermined ski lift that's working for your project, then we have to create one on our own, and that's a whole nother video. So
Yeah,
we'll work
I
on that at
I
some
might
point.
be hiring you.
Yeah, well, the builders at the store, you, Daniel, me, and whoever
Steven.
else is in. Yeah,
Yes.
Steven probably
Yes.
helps some too. Whoever is available will be able to pool our collective knowledge on Lego and help you with this, Andrew.
That
So-
would be great. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
But yeah, and so I think you're doing great. I think you probably
Yes.
just need to finish out just another few feet of bricks for the train track.
Yeah.
That's probably the other thing I would do. I like these, and I don't maybe just finish the arch,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
little things like that.
Yeah.
And
And then do you want to grab a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
of those? I just
Let's look
wanted
at the
everybody
buildings.
to see, only
Mhm.
because I mentioned this earlier, and
Right. Do you want the big ones or little ones?
well, this is the stuff that's going to be going around the ice skating rink,
Mhm.
honestly, and they're going to be all over.
These are like the little stands, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
I
pass
also
those.
I bought the
Okay.
Harry Potter set that had these two buildings in it because
Is it Hogsmeade or is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Now
Oh,
this
okay.
one is actually going to be Hogsmeade. This was also Harry Potter, but I didn't put the signs on it, so this is just going to be a store that
Mhm.
sells candy
Yep.
in my village. But it worked really well because I want to keep this style all on the bottom area.
It looks just like these. So
It's
yeah.
fine.
It's
fine.
good.
I got it.
It's all good.
Randy's
Yeah.
got it.
Rolled. It
Poor
rolled.
Randy.
I'll get it.
Here you go. Want me to
Christmas
put that
tree.
somewhere here?
Okay.
So yeah, so this style, these style buildings, because they all go with the village, the
Very
Winter
much
Village
so, yeah.
building. So I want to keep this idea down here, but when we go up, because this is where a lot of the friend sets and other city type deals will be, it'll be more modern.
Yeah.
Just so everybody kind of gets
So-
an
Like this
idea.
one?
You've got the old town below, and then you got the newer town
Yes,
up there.
that's
Gotcha.
exactly.
Yeah.
So-
Uptown versus downtown.
Right. So if I were to create a map of my city,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to get any more. I just wanted
Okay.
to get. Oh, there's the
I'm just
train.
fixing it. Do you want that?
Yeah,
Here you go,
I
Fred.
wanted to show Mark to see if you think I need to raise the train station. So can you
let's
put
see.
that over there and see
Let's
if it's tall or too tall?
Let's see.
I feel
It's
like
not bad.
I mean,
it's fine.
maybe it should go up another
It could
one.
go.
but-
It could go up, or it could be there. I don't think you
Yeah.
want to be any lower.
Right,
But that's probably doable. I would
maybe I
actually.
probably should do it a little higher.
I'd bring it maybe a brick higher. But
yeah,
it's,
only
I
because it
agree.
does look like
It's
a
either way.
ginormous train.
it's a
with
pretty big
very
train.
Tiny
Yeah.
train station.
Well, trains
I'm
are
just
generally
looking at the
big.
railing. I feel like it would be up a little bit
Yeah,
higher.
you're right. You're
Maybe
right.
just a brick.
I
Yeah.
added the railing. That didn't come with the plan.
Oh,
okay.
I like the
because I
railing.
wanted
Yeah.
no children to die. In
Yeah.
my, in my
Yep.
Or when they're
Village.
bringing their dogs with them.
Yes.
You don't want any puppies going
No
on. All
casualties.
Yes.
There will be puppies in this.
Yes.
You can bring your dog.
Yay.
No
to this
casualties, right?
Pet
Yes,
friendly
exactly.
park. It's a pet
Exactly.
friendly, right, Lily?
The other question, let me see if I
Oh,
can. Let me step
which one
away.
do you need?
We may have to edit this. Oh,
That's
it's right
fine.
here.
We'll make a few edits too. I'll have Lorelai go over it. So
Okay. Okay.
it's very nice. You want that in the central location too.
Well, you see how big this is. Okay?
It's pretty
And
good
this
size.
Guy is way bigger than I thought.
Mhm.
And so this is kind of supposed to be separate from these buildings, but it's literally as tall as a building, which
Mhm.
doesn't seem accurate to me. So I'm assuming I'm going to be building these up onto higher levels?
If you want
Yeah.
to. But here's the thing. This is like, have you ever seen a full-size carousel?
I have.
Okay. They can be ginormous.
You can
so,
use the crank.
Oh, here's the crank. Very cool. So they can be ginormous. And like,
can,
they
okay.
used to have one at the Macon Mall. And it was huge. And it's
Okay.
like, it was like, wow. So
Okay,
they
are
they could
typically-
be bigger,
can be-
like
One
so,
at Great America, which is where we always went in California, it was huge.
Yeah.
And so the horses would
they
be
could
like
be
to
like
that scale.
they could be like
So
100
yeah.
feet
Yeah,
wide.
yeah,
You know, it's
they're
like they
huge.
no,
Okay.
they're huge.
It just
so.
scared me because when I
Yeah.
put it next to these, I'm like, these are little tiny people buildings.
Well,
They're
I've
not-
been like little shops like downtown Noonan, for example.
Yeah.
They have the little tiny shops, and you walk in, it's like a little pizza place. It's
Yeah.
great. So these totally make sense, and a big carousel also makes sense.
Yeah.
So I don't think you
Okay.
need to worry too much.
I feel like
Okay.
it adds to the whimsy too of
Yeah.
it. I love that.
Okay.
It's a little
Yeah.
fantasy style.
Right.
Anyway, but so what I see is
Where do you see that? Because I really don't
I
see
see
where
a spot
it.
kind of
Yeah.
right
Oh,
here.
that's a good idea.
Because you got no mountains over here,
Right.
Right.
and it's close to the
So
beginning.
So when people are driving up, the kids are like, "Oh, look, there's
Yep.
water."
Well, yeah, actually, in the
Yeah.
parking lot, you can see. It's one of the first things you see. You see all the
Okay.
lights and
Yep.
stuff. So yeah,
Okay, so that's really one of the only rides in the whole
yeah.
event, which is fine.
I think
again,
that
it's
totally
not
makes sense.
supposed to be
Yes.
a big event.
But then you have the houses placed wherever works. Stuff like this is great. And then you
Yeah.
like so they can be ice skating. And then right here you have like a little
You
path.
have to walk.
Yeah.
And then you have people shopping and watching people ice skate and fall over and laughing.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this is
Yes.
Randy's on the floor again.
I'm
Yeah.
really feeling the vibe. So now
I love it.
one thing you want to do is finalize where you want the area of the ice to be.
Okay, I can do that.
So I would say just get bricks like this. I'm going to borrow these two.
Sure.
And just kind of work around.
Okay.
And then just in the inside, that's where you imagine your ice to be.
Ah, that's
That way you
neat.
don't have to have all the ice yet.
Look how smart he
Yeah.
is.
Mhm.
And you just build around it. So-
Okay,
Yes.
no, you're great. Again, it seems so obvious to do that, but I was like, I don't know how to set up how I want it in my head.
And
I know, but I
when
don't.
you're doing it, I love that you got your bricks here,
Uh-huh.
temporarily holding it together. You want to make sure when you're putting your bricks down around it, you always respect those lines. So if you're right here, you have to go right here and then put 1 by 1s in there. You can't go over because then it's
Because, like,
fused.
You're right.
Yep.
Oh, I just thought of that.
So keep
You're
that in
right.
mind. In fact, what I might
I'm
do,
trying to do that. I went over a little there, which is not good.
that's tolerable. I mean, it's probably
But if
worth.
I'm going to transport this,
Yeah.
I really need to honor the lines.
You would have to at least go around it with this side.
And
but-
this can't be like that.
So what they make 1 by 2 plates in this size, and so I'd
Right.
move that over just a little bit, and then put some 1 by 2s over there instead.
Okay, but so I could conceivably, when I'm transporting it though, create that this is all one piece because I do have just 16 by 16s and 16 by 32s here. So this could be transported as one
Yeah.
giant
So this
piece.
could be one panel that you take out, especially as there's no vertical area to create
Okay.
an extra angle that's hard to pack or move.
Okay.
So once you get to the mountain, you definitely got to respect that and make that a chunk.
Oh, geez. Okay.
But here, it's easy to pack a flat surface like this. It's almost like a mosaic.
Okay.
So it's easier to pack. So keep that in mind when you're building
That's
your lake
good
area.
to know. Listen to him. He's
Yep.
really
Yeah.
good. He knows what he's talking
I've done this
It's
a
like
few
he's
times
done it
before.
before,
Yeah,
yeah.
many times before.
Yes.
But so I think you've got some great things to work on here, Angie, and it's really coming together great. I'd say just finish out the last few buildings that you want to work on. You know, if you have Elsa's ice castle, you could build that and kind of think about how big that's going to
Yeah.
be.
It is
Because it's not
good.
huge, but it's pretty sizable.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
things like that, finish, keep building sets. When you feel like it, work on a lake area, and then
Okay.
think about where that stream's going to go. You can do the same thing with the bricks going this way
Okay.
for your stream.
Oh, that's a good
And
idea.
and that way it's like it's not fully there, but you're seeing where it's
you can
going.
see where it's
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
go.
You can always
That-
move those bricks.
You know, that would help me, honestly, because I am a visual person, to be able to almost brick off where I think I'm going to have, like, I could put a few bricks there. Now, you have that turn cockeye, which I love, but how do I do that?
So what I would do, and this is a little parts intensive, but you could have a flat area of brick height
Oh, for
stuff.
that to sit on.
And
We
it
talked about
could
that.
all be the same height, and it could be bricks, but you could even put tiles down on top of that. It's a lot of white tiles,
Yes.
but then you just set it on top at an angle, and it's ready to go.
That, he told me that last time, I forgot.
I did that
That'd be
with a
cute.
Greek city display that I did, and all the buildings were at different angles because it was
Okay.
all tiles underneath. So.
Okay, that is great to know.
Yeah.
Again, another great.
So
Yeah.
a couple tricks that might help visualize and establish some more. Because like I love how you've got now we can see where the the beginnings of the mountain are.
Yes.
You can see how high the train track is probably going to be because you got bricks under it. Now you can start fleshing out some of the water areas and even some places where the buildings could be going.
Okay.
So, and then just
Absolutely.
finish out some more buildings. So that's another couple weeks worth of work to work on.
No,
And
but that's great. That's what I need. So then the next time you guys come, those things will be...
a few more
the
steps.
steps will be done.
We'll see how it's going.
It keeps me accountable, and it makes me work. Because I think I said this last time, or I've said this on other things we've talked about it. My husband's like... I've got to work on it. He's like, why are you doing it again? Because the people are waiting.
The people want to see
People
it.
want to see it.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's
Yes.
great.
Oh, and we had a customer in the store named Rachel who came in and she donated bricks to my snow fund. Yes, I'm
Thank
super
you,
Thank you,
excited.
Rachel.
And I got to say thank you to her in person. And she's like, well, I've never done something like this before. And I think it's really cool to watch from beginning to end. So I think there are people out there, like me even. I would love to sit and watch someone's progression of how they build from the beginning to the end. So yeah, this is exciting. And thank you guys for allowing me to do this.
Absolutely. Well, this is really interesting. Most people building creations like this won't ever document it. So you are not only documenting it fully, but you'll see the entire progression over the span of time you working on this. So I think by the end of this, you'll be able to not only show people where you started and what you've gone through, but also your confidence level will be like through the roof because you will have completed this amazing project.
I feel like it.
Yes.
Super inspiring and exciting stuff.
Yes,
So.
it's awesome. Thank you guys for coming.
I love it.
All right, so I'm going to give us a little closeout message because that was a great happy ending
Yay.
moment.
Yes.
And I think that's plenty of homework for you to work on, right?
Plenty, believe me.
All righty. Well,
I'm antsy to start.
exactly.
Y'all go back to work. I'm excited.
Thank you, Randy, for joining us too.
Thank
This has
you.
been fun.
My Christmas spirit.
There you go.
Exactly.
I'll help you keep you motivated.
Yes.
Exactly.
There's many more onesies
Teamwork.
where this came from.
Yes, and I need to say this too, but she may not say it, but we may have to start a fund me for her because she wants to create some Halloween.
Oh,
Introduce
you could
you
cover different holidays.
Yes.
I like this. We'll
Yes,
see. She's thinking about it
I
right
like
now.
year-round spaghetti. I haven't started. Well, I have a collection, but I have not.
She's
started
also
anything.
waiting.
Back your mind.
She's also waiting for her daughter to go to college.
Yeah, so my daughter
Oh,
leaves.
okay.
She's in the
She
big
leaves.
room, and I get that room.
She gets
so.
There
that
you go.
room, so she's going to create Halloween. So
I see how this works out.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Exciting.
That's fun.
Yes, it's exciting.
Very cool. All right, on that happy note, we're going to
Yes.
close out. Thank you so much for watching. We sure appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons on your way out. Definitely want to keep in touch with the next update coming out in a few weeks, probably.
Yes,
No rush.
Yeah.
At some
No,
point.
I do. I don't want to. I didn't want to wait this long. I just circumstances at home, but I will. A couple weeks.
Yeah.
Give me a couple weeks.
Couple weeks. We'll see you guys again.
Yes. Thank
Alrighty.
you guys.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.